See, alright. So first and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashami or Shai Ba'ashami Kakodash. We see that amongst the apostles and elders of great maternal well, our teachers, our apostles in the shoot. We say salutation, sorry, I cannot say push one on chicken, say din and the out, and we continue season or season, we say Shalom. We want to go into a little topic here about famine, and famine of food. Right? This is an article that our brother said, man. Say avoiding a hunger pandemic, right? And they were showing you like they were showing about the different stuff, the different rates and things taking place in Trinidad here. As you can see, food on the whole worldwide is on a decrease. You understand? It's on a heavy decrease. There are many other articles teaching that meat on a low, meat on a shortage. The grinding low right now, and the scriptures mention all these things, talk about famines and so forth, and they don't want to get into famines because what plenty people feel is that they will continue living lavish, living good. There are things to eat, there are this and that, No, it is going to be coming into what you call a critical time. At the end of the day, all these plagues and all these things are coming. You understand? The Lord said certain things would happen, and it happening, right? I'm going to start with a scripture here. Start with a scripture here in Matthew 24, verse 7. It say here, now start from verse 6. It say, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Now, last night, I'll do a video on this after. Last night I was reading where China and India, they were at tensions. The tensions was high. You understand? So what you're hearing is what you're seeing there is what rumors and rumors of wars. You understand? They're shooting behind each other and all these things. Right? See here. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. And we're seeing here, we see the pestilences, we see the earthquakes taking place, we see the rumors of wars, and we see famine. So the things that the Lord said that would be taking place, it is happening. To a point where you see, all these things taking place. So what if you didn't believe? So what if you didn't believe in these scriptures? What at the end of the day, the words are speaking. The things that are inside of here are speaking. You understand? And let's just say with this famine, Jake loved to eat. They love to eat, especially in Trinidad here. We have the KFC in Trinidad is actually, I think, is the number one most selling KFC in the world. So it's to show you how these jigs on here, how they buy fast food and how they eat. And that's not to be number one or there's number one or in the top 3, right? Most selling KFCs. You understand the point, you get the gist that how the jigs don't mean this eat. So when this food pandemic take over, it's going to be a critical time. That is where when you see people go and start to do work, they might want to start to eat people now. And that's also written in the scriptures. They will want to turn to cannibalism. You understand? So let's look up the meaning for the word famine. Alright? So look at the word famine. It means extreme scarcity of food. Extreme scarcity of food, and that is what going to happen soon. You understand? A scarcity of food, and that is what actually happening right now. There's a scarcity of food where I believe when you go in the groceries right now, it have limited stock on the shelf. Right? But you see, them jigs that are unaware, they going and fall to some critical shit. Right? So it's a avoiding a hunger pandemic. It's a global economy. The global economy may be faced with the imminent threat of a food crisis as a result of factors such as conflict. No, listen to this. It's the global economy may be faced with the imminent threat of a food crisis as a result of factors such as conflict. What conflict is? Like fighting, war. And we talk, and just going back to Matthew 24, verse 7, it's a war, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So, such factors such as conflict, climate-related shocks, as well as economic instability. They say, according to the 2020 Global Report on Food Crisis published by the United Nations, while conflict and insecurity remain the leading driver of food crisis in 2019, particularly in the Middle East, Asia, and Africa, extreme weather and deeper economic shocks played a greater role in regions such as Latin America and the Caribbean. So yeah, see what they're talking about. You can see how the whole world going into that crisis of lack of food. Right? You see the region global COVID-19 pandemic was certainly worsened, right? Certainly worsened socio-economic conditions and the hunger crisis in countries that are particularly vulnerable, playing the perennial issue of food security as one of the key issues to address in navigating a post-COVID-19 environment. So the famine, and there is prophecies that was told to come, right? That was prophecies told to come. Let's say, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. And there shall be what? Famines. And that's what we see it. The article even talking about conflict, right? It say, and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. It say all these are the beginning of sorrows. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So it are far worse to come. You're talking about people who can't get food. Obviously, they will want to what? Survive. So they will turn to what? Cannibalism. They will turn to, they'll run in somebody home to try to get the food and so forth. And this is the stuff that is coming to this place. You understand? Here. This is Proverbs chapter 1. I'll start from verse 22. They say, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Because at the end of the day, these fools hate knowledge. You're telling them these things and these things to come, and they don't want to hear that. But they will continue living what? In simplicity, because they love that. You understand? And so they will be caught in that simplicity. Right? It's turning you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. It said, because I have called and ye refuse. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught at my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Because lack of food is like something people fear. Yes, always people talk about that. Way back, nothing to eat, that tough. So the Lord said, you do what? I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. And that's something they fear. So when this thing comes on them, just laugh. You understand? Because they turn back to Yahweh Shemi Hoshai. And you see things is going to get worse. Hunger, lack of food, hunger, pandemic, plagues, pestilences, wars, all these things. The RFID chip, soon with all this economy collapse and so forth, where you wouldn't be able to get food to buy certain stuff. Obviously, they will be able. They want to bring the chip. Bringing the chip. Hey, you have food. You want food. You have to take this RFID chip. You understand? And I traveled. Say, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, and that is what cometh. Distress and anguish. No food, that is distress. That is anguish. You understand? It say, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they hated knowing, they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Right? And they still do that today. You know. So hey, when they can't get food and they can't get this, that is when they want to kneel long and ask the Lord, hey, Lord deliver me, Lord bring this, bring that, and that is when they want to turn back to the Lord. You understand? He said they were none of my counsel, they were none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and they be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. So yeah, so them that believe in him about Shemi Oshai, them that hearken, they will obviously be, the scriptures talk about his servants who shall eat. So the men ain't that a worry, just had to build with faith. You understand? So going back into the article here, it said the UN report shows that not only will 55 countries identified as being in a food crisis be highly vulnerable to pandemic, but countries that are net food importers, oil exporters, and those dependent on tourism for income are also highly exposed. Yeah. This will have implications for the Caribbean, as most of the countries possess one or more of these characteristics. For the region, agriculture has historically been the foundation of economic activity, built on large sugar, banana, and cocoa plantations. Specifically, however, the sector's relative importance has diminished over decades as structural transformation caused agriculture's share of the country to decline. You understand? And hey, you ain't much more to know. Just know that that the famine is coming. Lack of food, as I say, when you look up the word famine, it means extreme scarcity of food. Extreme scarcity. That is what's going on right now. Extreme scarcity of food. Lack of that all over, as I say. It's a plenty. Plenty people going in the groceries right now, and they themselves seeing that you're not seeing as much food as it used to have, and much things on the shelf. You understand? Again, and it was written to take place. These things was written to happen. Right? Alright, so I'm gonna jump down the scripture here. This is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 5. Right? Say, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. You understand? Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So this is what you see the Lord bringing upon this place. Famine, death, destruction. You see, these are things the Lord bringing, because you know what? These people don't hearken, and the earth is consumed by what? Wickedness. Oh, verse 6, think about it right here. They say, for wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are felt. Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among the people. Right? So it's going back to verse 5. It said, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So you see, when the Lord bringing this thing upon you, this is like a famine. The Lord saying, bring it upon them. Plagues, pestilence. You talk about the sword. We already see what is going on. We going into what? A war. I'm going to jump to the second Ezra 15 verse 49. It says, I will send plagues poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. To waste thy houses with destruction and death. So you're seeing what is going on. You're seeing what is going to take place. You understand? As I said, when a man can't get food, which is if you going to return next month, the scripture mentioned that. Second, I just talk about that. You understand? Prophecies playing already before our eyes. Some articles to do a videos on, which is wars. I'm not to do with the ship again because it seems so much information being talked about the ship. Right, so with that, give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashemi, or Shai, Ba'ashemi, Kakodash. We sit up and start apostles and elders of great Muslim and rebel and salvation. So the account, pushing our children, say, Dean and the out, concerning season, we say, Shalom.